back to the Fxner Fan Podcast. Today, we got a special guest, the king of the TikTok Blackhawks fandom, the man himself, Keegan Olivera.
Boys, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. What is this? How many guests have we had now that we... This is what, second?
This is our second guest that we didn't know previously before being on the pod.
Yeah. Rotate this a little bit to the... Yeah, a little more. Right there. Cool.
Get my good
Sweet.
side.
Cool. Yeah, but second guest that we did not know prior to filming. Go ahead and give a little rundown of what you've kind of been doing and what your plans are for what you do, you know?
Yeah, so I go by Keegan Olivera. I mostly post on TikTok, and I do a lot of content regarding the Chicago Blackhawks, as that's been my team growing up, and I've loved them since I was younger. I played hockey growing up, and so basically make a bunch of stupid, entertaining videos kind of regarding hockey, NHL, all that kind of stuff. And my goal is to make people smile, make people laugh, try to make someone's day a little better.
Perfect. I mean,
So he's been doing a pretty good job at it. You're at what now, like 10K?
A little over 10K. We're at 13K right now.
solid.
13.
Go follow his page. We'll throw it somewhere on the screen and in the description for this episode for sure. So yeah, give him some love. Definitely follow his stuff and keep up with what he's doing. What do you
So
have
when did you start? When did you start TikTok?
Man, I originally, so going way back, the original backstories, I had Musically way back in the day.
Oh shit, that's
Oh,
before,
I
the
had-
before the rebrand.
I wasn't like anybody that was like posting on it, like making videos. I just had it. So
just for the hell of it.
kind of scroll through, and then the rebrand happened, and I'm like, maybe I'll try this out. So originally I was just kind of posting videos about myself, like just kind of random whatever the hell. And so one day I made, this was probably late 2020, I want to say, and I'm like, I'm going to make like something, hockey related. Like hockey's my whole life. I'm going to do something regarding that. And so I did it, and the video ended up blowing up. It got like 100,000 views, like 15,000 likes.
yeah.
I'm like, I could probably
solid.
go somewhere with this. So I kind of continued that trend for the hockey stuff, and it just kept growing. And 2 years later, I'm sitting a little over 10K.
Nice.
Speaking of trends, did you start the Get Hard for Bedard? Was that you who started that? You're the first person I saw who posted it.
I definitely did not start it. I saw it from a meme page on Instagram, and I kind of, took that and I ran with it.
Which one was it? Which meme page?
Oh my god,
Was it the Cane Train?
Wasn't the Cane Train, as much as I love the Cane Train. I don't think it was the Cane Train, but I don't even think it was like a Blackhawks meme page.
Really?
I think it was just like a regular meme page.
Another team?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll say that you brought it to the Blackhawks.
He was the
fandom.
ambassador who took it and ran with it.
Because I saw this guy posting the shit like beginning of last season.
He's the guy
and,
who threw the
we
fuel on
we
the
got the
fire.
Bedsy jersey in the background here.
Beauty.
Also got the new canvas back there that
Yep,
we're going
we
to
got
add
a
some.
new little.
Do we want to do that on the episode? You want to do it on here?
We
Do it on here?
Should we throw it at the end, or you want to just?
We'll do it now. Because
do it
then
now.
it'll be in there.
All right, here we go.
Inaugural
Officially kicking it off.
Signature.
We've got
right.
You just take it off of
Keegan,
there.
our first
You get to take it off of there. We'll
Take
have
it off?
Yeah, we'll take it off there.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
Inaugural signature of the Fxner Fam canvas. So any guests that we end up having on here, they'll be on there somewhere.
You could throw a signature at whatever you want on
you
there.
can do your at, your signature, whichever you
We'll
prefer.
just maybe in a couple of years this will go up a couple dollars in value.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There we go. Hey, there we go.
That's a beauty.
Hell yeah, throw that back on the wall there. one down, and hopefully future many to come.
My first ever signature, not tax related.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. So we decided with this idea, I'm going to run a little backstory on it real quick. We were like, kind of, most podcasts, they have guests on there, and they have their episode, and then that's it. We kind of wanted to have something that, like, I've seen some companies that do it where they have, like, a wall of people that have signed stuff. Obviously, we're not going to write on the walls because we don't technically own this space yet.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. So we had to figure something out. So we're at it. We just drew this up literally right before we came in here. And that's what this thing came to be. So appreciate you being the first one on there, first of all.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to add more to that in future episodes.
Yeah, I could definitely use a little company up there.
Yeah. It's lonely.
Hey, it's gonna look real good pretty soon.
Yeah,
man.
in a
Hopefully
few
we get some,
few more months, years down the line, look back at this thing and we might have to make a new one or get a bigger canvas over there, or if we get our own space, a whole wall for it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully by the time we fill this thing up, maybe you're rolling enough to get ourselves a
new space. Yeah,
putting this thing in the middle and fucking signing on the wall around it.
Yeah, literally. That'll be framed in like an actual frame. That'll be the original. Did you have anything you wanted to get into? I know you guys kind of have some stuff that you
I just want to roll with the Hawks thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
we got into Bedard a little bit on the last episode. I kind of left it more for this one.
Okay.
Again, this is not the sports page, but we're having a couple of sports segments.
We got a sports related guest here, so we might as well get into some Blackhawks stuff. I know a lot of the people watching are from around here.
Around the area for the most part.
So Hawks won first overall pick. I saw your fucking reaction. I already know what you were thinking.
I know you were gassed.
Yeah, man. That's probably the most excited I've been my entire life. And I had people like commenting like, you won 3 Stanley Cups. How is this? This was something that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And so seeing it happen, it just felt surreal. It made me feel like a kid again. Like seeing it happen. And it's so big for the city of Chicago with everything the Hawks have been going through the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And losing Kane and Taves this year, that's devastating.
Franchise
blows.
icons.
Exactly.
Literally, that's the face of the franchise for years.
Absolutely. And so getting a guy like Bedard, that revives hockey in Chicago. So I know it pisses a lot of people off that, you guys just had 2 generational players. You don't deserve a third one. Yeah, you're probably right. We probably don't, but for it to happen, for us, it's awesome.
Yeah. For the Hawks fans, it's great. And for the new, I think the new regime isn't getting enough credit. A lot of people are talking about, obviously what happened with Kyle Beach, horrible situation.
Right.
I think everyone can agree that was that situation was handled very poorly.
Yeah.
Beyond.
But I think what a lot of people aren't realizing here is the new administration we have is like all new guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Davidson, our GM, he wasn't there. Our coach wasn't there.
We essentially hit a reset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's something that after we won the draft lottery, a lot of my comments were flooded with, the whole Kyle Beach situation. You guys don't deserve it. You're a scummy organization. Anybody in 2010 in that organization, they're gone now.
They're gone.
Like you said, like hitting a reset. That's exactly what the Blackhawks did. They cleared house.
Yeah.
So it's hard to surpass something like that happening, especially with how recent it came out. It's hard to just forget about that. But this is a fresh start for Chicago and for the Blackhawks. So
I saw something about it. It was a good point somebody made, but they were talking about how this all happened and how he ended up going, being Chicago's pick or Chicago getting the pick. And it is a good point for a lot of drafts across the board. A star player like this, there was no way that they were going to let him go to a franchise that's like bottom feeding or rebuilding. Not a team that doesn't have history or like a team that's not really. There's no way they were going to let him go to somewhere that wasn't a big market.
That's a weird way to say the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah. Well, and listen, I like the Blue Jackets, but I knew they weren't going to get him just because of the fact that they're not going to send him to no small market.
I don't think it was rigged.
No, I don't. But I just don't think he was going to end up in a small market. Whether
I think I find it very difficult to believe that they would be able to rig something like that, especially. With the recording they have and the whole process, I think it's hard to believe.
Get where people are coming from, where they did the actual lottery pre-recorded, but at the same time, this is a big, giant organization that the NHL is, and it would be very hard to get that by everyone in the league. I mean, they had representatives from every team in that room.
Yeah.
They were all there watching it happen, and it's. We got a lucky ping pong ball, I guess.
It's the wrong one. Redo it. Re-record. Come on.
we got to start over. 20 more minutes, putting back into it.
But when you think about it, it was still 11.9% chance of it happening.
Something like that, yeah.
But we still had higher odds than we still had the third highest odds. There was only 2 teams ahead of us who had a higher chance at it, which is it is unlikely, but it's not impossible to where it has to be rigged for it to happen.
It's not like we jumped up 10 spots. We only moved up 2 spots.
Yeah, literally.
And I guess what I can say to Ducks fans who were pretty pissed off, Adam Fantilli is a fantastic prospect.
He would be first overall in the past 3 drafts, easy.
Yeah, and for Columbus, I mean, Leo Carlson, Matvei Michkov, you got some choice here.
It's not like you're getting shafted and there's no talent after that. You still got a decent talent pool.
There's a decent amount of choices you can make here.
Yeah.
And I guess none of those three teams are in a bad spot right now.
No.
You know? Like you're in the greatest draft, and what since probably 2015.
McDavid.
Yeah.
Even go back to Crosby.
Yeah, 2016 you could maybe make an argument, but so far it looks like this is one of the deepest top 5 we've had for sure. Maybe ever.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to say now, but just based on the build up to it and everything. So
I agree.
Ducks and Blue Jackets fans don't
don't get salty about it. You still got plenty of choices to go with.
Yeah, a lot of high quality prospects.
Very
some
deep
crazy
prospect
still. Yeah. I was gonna say because like similar to how you guys were mentioning with like draft riggings and stuff like that. This happens across not just NHL but all leagues in general where people are like, there's low percentages that a player goes to whatever city or even for example for like the Bulls had the littlest odds to get Derrick Rose when he came into the league. They somehow managed to do that. It's the same thing. Like people were like, oh, it's these drafts are rigged. I'm like, dude, it's like. Are we really trying to pull this right now?
We doing this? For real?
We're doing this again? Like, how many times are we going to run this circle?
Cycle.
Yeah.
Also, like the year we got Kirby Dach, right?
Yeah.
You'd think like if there was a time to rig it, I feel like that would have been a better time for the league. I mean, I guess the Hawks are struggling more than they ever have, but like that was around when we started to decline,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think like, oh, if they really wanted to do it, like try to put us back on track. But especially because at the time when we got Kirby Dach, we jumped up, 8 spots or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And we were still kind of contending-ish. I just think a lot of the issues came down to like coaching and shit. Like the system wasn't working anymore. I mean, we had, as of 2 years ago when we first got Seth Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know about you, but I was going into that season kind of thinking like we might contend with this lineup. I mean, we had a lot of bright spots. Taves was still playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Kane was awesome as he usually is, 90 to 100 point player.
Yeah.
Dominic Kubalik,
he was scoring 30.
Yeah. Eric Gustafson was having the hell of a couple seasons. Alex DeBrincat was just fucking lighting it up.
He was dogging.
And then we had Connor Murphy, Seth Jones, which even at the time of the trade, I was like, this is an overpay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still good.
Yeah.
But the collapse was just
like on paper. I remember that summer. On paper, that team looked like it could be a playoff team. I remember they went and got Marc-Andre Fleury from Vegas, and you're looking at the team. It's like. They could probably be something, and then the season starts and they lose their first 10 games.
Yeah,
it's like,
never mind.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen. So
yeah.
it's weird how it works, man. Like how you go into the season with such not even high hopes, just like I think we'll have a
some
good,
optimism. Yeah,
exactly. Have a good year, and then it just crashes down right before you.
And then there's teams like Boston, man, fucking best NHL season ever, and then they just.
I mean, they shit the bed.
They're 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Granted, the Panthers are a wagon.
They're
kind of
rolling.
nuts.
They got hot at the right
cooking.
time, man.
But do you think that comes down to more of them building more for regular season, or do you think it comes down to like they used all their juice?
It's like, my opinion. Obviously the regular season's important, but the only thing you're trying to achieve in the regular season is a playoff spot.
Yeah.
You're not fighting for the President's Trophy. Obviously, it's cool to take home that hardware and stuff, but you're just fighting for that playoff spot. And Florida came into the playoffs as the last seed in the playoffs.
Thanks to us beating the Penguins.
Thanks to Buddy Robinson and his beauty goal.
Buddy Robinson is the Blackhawks GOAT. We can all thank Buddy Robinson.
What a guy.
Absolutely.
And hey, Luke Richardson, he's got balls, man. Dude. I mean, at a time where we were all hoping for the Hawks to lose, the last few games of the season, we're like, come on, just get us that top spot, get us those top odds. If he doesn't take away that game from the Penguins, we don't get that pick.
We might not get that pick.
There's a chance.
A very high chance we don't get that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And credit to Luke for the way he's coached that locker room. He makes sure his guys don't quit.
He has won that locker room.
Oh, absolutely.
I will say that with the lineup we had last year, I mean, there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
But
in the nicest way possible.
Not a lot there.
But everyone seems to respect the coach, which is huge.
Absolutely.
That's a big thing.
I think you saw it with Mike Babcock, you see it with John Tortorella, that hard ass old school old boys club coaching doesn't always work as that you'd think it would. You know,
Right.
it's a different style of hockey now, and that can work for certain teams, certain systems. But I think what the Hawks are going for here is we're going to be a fast puck moving team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're going to be a very. I think what we're going to see with the Hawks come in the next few years. A lot of our goals are going to be on the rush.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be
Transition goals and shit.
speed, passing. You know, a lot of transitions, like you said. Like, you know, work. I think where this team is going to excel based on our prospects pool we have now is the transitions.
Yeah.
Going through the neutral zone. You know, having that speed to just burn guys and get in close and get
like
those
the
odd man
slingshot they
rushes.
used to run with Kane coming up the back.
Yeah. It'll be Bedsy this time though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think they'll throw Bedsy on the point on the power play in the next couple of years.
Let him run the blue line.
Yeah, and just that shot he has is just
Missile.
Wicked,
The
dude.
missile launcher.
So before we move on from hockey, I still want to throw one more thing.
Yeah,
in
go
here.
ahead. You're good.
The Hawks are projected next offseason to have $70 million in cap space.
That's got to be some sort
That's
of
a-
record.
And
That's a
there
lot of
is a
space.
free agent that this year that the year that they have that space that I've been hearing some buzz around. That's Austin Matthews.
34.
Mr. Matthews. Woo!
So there's betting sites that have the top odds of what team he goes to as the Hawks.
They're going to bet.
I'm like,
Ain't that wild?
to me,
Yeah.
I mean, the betting sites, I don't know what kind of what they're looking at to make these odds.
Right.
I don't know if I see that happening. I mean, a lot can happen in a year, but
Yeah.
what I hope happens when we come to that point, like Austin Matthews is a great player.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great.
Don't throw him like a max contract though, you know, because we're going to have Bedard, who's likely going to make one of the best contracts in the league. Maybe by the time his entry level expires, he very well
They're going to need the money for
he
it.
could be the
Contract.
highest paid player in the league.
Yeah.
And that's not saying he's better than is McDavid the highest paid still?
I'll check
Or no,
right
it's
now.
McKinnon now.
I'll check right
It
now.
might be
I got
I
you.
think it's McKinnon. Go on cap friendly.
Sure, McDavid's up there as well.
Or you can just look up who's the highest paid player. But you know, I'm not saying like it's a guarantee that he's going to be better than those guys, but if he's
Right.
in that stratosphere with the cap increasing, he could very well make more money.
Easily.
So to have the 1C, 2C of Matthews and Bedard would be crazy,
Yeah, absolutely.
but the money has to be right. You know,
Absolutely. And I know Kyle Davidson is so committed. Who's the
yeah,
highest paid?
McKinnon then McDavid. McKinnon makes $100K.
Oh, Jimmy Panera's number 3. Holy shit.
Yeah, he signed that big
Yeah,
contract.
New York gave him a bag. But
Yeah.
but going back to the Matthews thing is Kyle Davidson is so committed to this whole process that he has, his 5-year plan of building the team from the ground up. And you draft a guy like Bedard in the summer, that's already speeding your process up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so then are you ready to go out next offseason and get a guy like Matthews and accelerate it even more? Because he wants our young guys to develop. Korchinski, Nazer,
Yeah.
all those guys we have down in the prospect pool is like, do you really want to rush them?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah, I think Reichel's going to be ready to come
I
step into the Hawks lineup
Yeah,
this
I
season.
think he will as well.
I mean, last year he had a little stint with us, played pretty well, and like you said, he stuck to the process. Kyle Davidson sent him back down, and I know they told him like it's not like a personal thing. It's just like, you know, we want to get you
It's
ready.
best for
Yeah,
you.
we're getting you
And I think
prepared for this,
Reichel
'cause you're gonna be
understands
here.
that, and I think him and Bedard, maybe Reichel Bedard, that little
Might have something going
German
here.
Canadian connection. I feel like
yeah, man.
feeling like a Connor McDavid Draisaitl situation.
Might have something
here.
going on here, boys. I think like the
realistically, Reichel will not be as good as Draisaitl. I could almost say that with 100% certainty, but who knows? Who knows?
You never know, man. These young
I think
guys
he's
come
gonna
out
be
of
good.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, as you guys are mentioning, you know, it seems like the Hawks are going in with, you know, guys we've mentioned already. It seems like they're going in a direction where, yeah, we're gonna have, like you mentioned, we're gonna have, you know, a lot of cap space to work with, and then also they're sort of falling into a category where it's like they're a team that's gonna get these guys who they see longevity, and it's not like they're just trying to make a quick pick them up so we have them right now.
Oh yeah.
It's like we got guys who we've been working with for all this time, waiting to, you know, bring them up and have them play at this level. And, you know, now we don't need to go reach out and send these huge contracts for a guy who might only stay for 2 seasons or something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams jump on free agency and spend a lot
They
of
see the hot
more
names
than
and
they
they're like, we
do.
need it.
But we also have to remember we have so many draft picks.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
We have the best draft stock in the league right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily.
without Bedard, we are still without Bedard. We were ranked top 5 prospect pools in the league.
Yeah, you add Bedard, that puts you at 1.
Yeah.
I think it has to.
I mean, they might not even consider him a prospect because he's gonna jump straight in the league.
He's like first line NHL next year.
He'll be a prospect for what, like 2 months?
Right. Development camp.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they're not doing the. I don't know if you saw this or not. The development camp's not going to be like public this year.
I was very sad about that. Yeah, the Blackhawks actually invited me out to development camp last summer.
Oh, really?
I got to meet a couple of the prospects,
That's
Fxner, Colton Dock, and I was really looking forward to this year getting the chance. Especially when the Hawks won the lottery. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I get to go back and maybe meet Connor Bedard, and then see the article Charlie comes out with that. They're not doing any on-ice training, and that kind of...
Yeah, it's going to be
It's expected. I think a lot of it is for safety reasons. You get a guy like Bedard at that development camp, that place is going to be flooded with people. Yeah. So many people from all around the country are going to want to come see this kid. So I understand why, but, it sucks.
And another thing about going that route is a lot of these guys are young guys who are physically maturing. This is a good opportunity for them to get in the weight room, get to work on their explosiveness, and to me, I don't know if I think this is one of the things they changed when they got Bedard. Mm-hmm. I think obviously Richardson had plans and a backup plan to the backup plan.
Oh yeah,
he's very calm and collected, it seems like, but I don't know if they would have gone this route without Bedard. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the safety reasons,
right?
And I also think for a guy like him, I'm not going to say it's a problem, but his skating is not his best attribute,
It's a shot.
He doesn't have He doesn't
we talked about this last week.
He doesn't have that McDavid explosiveness, or the edge work of McKinnon or Pasternak is a pretty good edge work guy too.
Yeah.
I think this is an opportunity for him to work on that end because he's got top end hands and a top end shot, but I think his skating is where I think this is really going to be beneficial for him. Obviously, they're not basing this whole thing around Bedard alone.
No, as they shouldn't.
For him, this is a great chance for him to work on something that is not his strongest thing.
Obviously, there's all these shit, interviews and little mini documentaries coming out about him and talking about his work ethic, especially when he was injured with being younger and still wanting to work just with one hand and shit.
Yeah.
I think he's the type of kid that would realize that and then, go for it and focus strictly on that. And all these other guys are working on shooting drills and he's over here doing basic skating and edge work in the corner or some shit,
Yeah.
I think like you both mentioned, I think that's probably his, and I say weakest, in the lightest way possible, but out of the main things you really want to focus on, I think that's his weakest one. But I think his IQ, I mentioned before on the last week, his IQ is crazy. We all know he's got decent hands. He's got a fucking rocket of a shot. So I think if he just works the skating a little bit, gets some edge work in, he'll be a fucking lethal weapon.
He's not a bad skater, but
no.
If I were to rank his attributes, it would probably be shot. And then you could say IQ or hands.
Yeah,
he's a great passer too. Mm-hmm. He scored a shit ton of goals, but I think he had more assists.
He almost had a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
Goals and assists.
I can score when I can get somebody else one.
So I think you could even go as far to say that his IQ is his second and that it's hands.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of interchangeable though. I think they kind of work together well.
Yeah.
And then after those three would be his skating. So
hey, if he works on it and gets it right, he's not like we said, he's not a bad skater
by any means,
but God, if he makes it better, holy shit.
The one good thing I see about that though is you look at a guy like Joe Pavelski. Look what he's doing in the playoffs, man. Yep. He's not an explosive skater. He's got a good shot and he's got that hand eye, He gets in front of the net. I think with that kind of play style, you have a little bit more longevity than someone who relies on their speed.
We mentioned McDavid.
Yeah.
Not to say he's not going to
say McDavid's going to have a huge decline, but typically it's different for everyone. But typically the first thing that these players lose when they get older is that explosiveness, that speed,
that twitch.
There's all the veterans they still have good shots. You don't lose your shot power. No. You don't really lose your accuracy as you get older, unless you're fucking 50. But
I don't think we're seeing any Jagers in the NHL anymore.
The traveling Jagers.
But the speed. That goes away the quickest, because your legs are always being worked. Edges, everything. That takes a toll on your legs, and that's usually the first thing that goes, especially with goalies and stuff. That's why a lot of these, same thing with goalies and players. a lot of the longer lasting goalies, they have good vision. You know, they know where to be. They get in front of the shot before the shot comes off the stick.
Yep.
So I think that's a plus with Bedard. I think he's got a play style that can last a pretty long time.
Yeah. What was I say? You got any more you want to go into? I don't want to cut you guys off here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's summer. We mentioned it last episode. You know, a lot of people are graduating. Graduations are coming up, or you've already finished yours. I had somebody mention to me yesterday that they just saw a bunch of people, you know, like in a bunch of suits and dresses for their prom or whatever, their end of the year ceremonies and stuff. In where is this at? It's a Marlin High School in Texas. They had to cancel their graduation because only 5 seniors qualified.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
It's like one of the big headlines, and I had to pull it up because I remember seeing it. And I had
5?
Only 5 people met the graduation requirements.
Out of what?
I have no clue, but let me. All I know is.
I mean, even if
it was a small school, they said there's 33 seniors total, but only 5 of them.
Okay, but still percentage wise, bro. Can you imagine like what?
Maine West with 5 people graduating. Holy shit!
Like only a sixth of your seniors graduated.
That's of all,
insane.
you need to reevaluate all your teachers. Like all those teachers should be fired.
Somebody
Like,
needs to be fired.
somebody-
Yeah.
So they straight up canceled it.
Yeah.
What
'cause
about
only
what about
5
the 5 kids who's qualified?
gonna
They're
mail them their
they're just gonna
diploma?
mail them their diploma, I
Oh,
guess,
that
because
sucks for those kids.
Yeah,
That
the
sucks,
ceremony
man.
had to be canceled. There was not enough people to even be there. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, I feel like they should at least do something for them.
33 seniors. There's no way that only 5 of you should graduate. Like
So many super seniors.
that's a lot.
So many.
They're gonna have a class of
Crazy.
66 seniors next year. Watch out. Yeah. So that, like we said, we were talking about graduations and shit like that coming up. I saw that the other day, and I had to go back to it and scroll back and
At
see
that
it.
point, you're a 5-year high school.
Yeah. That's
Why are you still in high school? Like,
At that point, that's a 5-year program. If your graduation rate for a high school is that low,
Yeah.
that's
that's bad.
impressive, dude.
I first saw it and I was wondering, like, first of all, how hard is it in today's, you know, school system, especially, you know, obviously we know because at our high school that we went to, they started out giving out points for just attending class.
Showing up.
Yeah, just showing
that's
up.
like 40%.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
get like if you don't do an assignment, you still get a 40%.
Yeah, like you can still graduate without doing any, just for showing up, for being there. How I don't know if they do that at this Marlin High School or wherever the how is that even possible? 5 people?
This Marlin High School, one of the
5 people is crazy.
That's wild.
I can't
bro.
fathom like walking into like May West graduation. And May West is not a small school by any means. But like that's like saying like 15 kids from Maine West graduated. Like 15
yeah,
20
maybe
people.
maybe
pissed,
like
bro.
okay, so our graduating class is pretty big, like
Yeah,
500 or
they're-
600.
yeah, they're all pretty big.
even at that rate. Imagine if only 100 got through.
That's bad.
But you
really
think
bad.
about 500 people didn't graduate from your high school.
That's wild.
What the
bro.
hell? Like,
Dude,
at that point, do you blame the kids or you
I
gotta
think
blame the teachers?
I
Like-
think you blame the teachers and the parents at that point
Yeah.
because it's not like, you know, there's a couple fucking oddball kids who are troublemakers.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
the majority of your class.
your whole school is fucked up, man.
That's really bad. So for all the kids who did graduate from that school,
Congratulations.
shout out to you guys for actually going to class and doing
Yeah,
your shit.
you're around that, whatever the kind
It's
of
gotta be worth
environment that
something.
was in.
Yeah.
You guys deserve some
You
sort
made it out.
of some sort of award for that. But so those kids, those whatever other
29
29 kids, 28 who
people.
didn't graduate. Yo, screw you guys. You guys fucked these guys over. They didn't even get a ceremony. They got to do the E-ceremony like it was COVID all over again.
Have a good homecoming next year.
Yeah, right?
I wonder if they let the super seniors go to senior prom again.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, with that big of a super senior class, you just have a super senior prom at
yeah,
that
you have
point.
enough
Yeah.
people to have a whole
Yeah.
separate class of people.
Have a senior prom and a super senior
Oh
prom.
my gosh.
Speaking of crazy events, Norway is warning their residents to stay away from beluga whales. They're saying they're Russian spies now, so we got another set of conspiracy theorists.
Whales.
You know, the thing I've heard this 1,000 times over here. People saying like birds are like
Pigeons?
fake. Yeah, pigeons are like government
Because they got like
operatives.
that robotic neck
How they move, how
movement.
they
They're like,
twitch.
Yeah. I've heard that one a bunch of times over. But beluga whales is something else.
Yes. I can't get balloons anymore. Now I can't go see whales anymore.
Yeah.
dude, those city pigeons, man.
Why, you get attacked by one?
They'll let you walk up and fucking lick them.
Yeah, they don't care. The
You
city
licked
pigeons-
them?
No,
the city
no, no.
pigeons have no fear. They have no fear of people. They actually don't.
No, but I'm saying if you can get right up to them,
they are at a point.
You give
where
one a kiss and it'll stay standing there. It won't even fly away. Yeah,
he'll engage it. They'll engage it. They're so comfortable around people at this point that it's becoming an issue. Obviously, more cities than just Chicago have pigeons and stuff like that. But that's crazy. I don't know how beluga whales became the subject of government conspiracy or whatever, but
we've used dolphins for bombs.
No,
there's been U.S. military trained dolphins for tracking submarines and whatnot, and bombs, torpedoes and shit.
I've
kind of fucking crazy. But dolphins are insane.
They're smart. Yeah, they're really smart. So I wouldn't put that past it. I don't know how you would even. I don't know where to begin in training a dolphin how to track a bomb or a torpedo, whatever you want to call it. That's crazy to me. I think with the way the world's going, you can't really be surprised with anything now.
You can't rule out anything.
No. Pigeons, dolphins, beluga whales.
Hey, you really want to get into it, man. They're trying to put these chips in humans' brains and stuff for you, I don't know what they're trying to do with it. I guess you can just access some fucking information. They're trying to do
a phone, essentially,
core memories.
I saw something about that. I saw
But imagine, how complicated the human brain is. I feel like we could fucking start controlling animals. It's super inhumane. But imagine,
it is
imagine, you can fucking, implant a chip into a saltwater crocodile and just send him across the fucking ocean, right?
Hey, I hate my neighbor. Go get him.
No, you're in a war. You're having wars with fucking. You send it over there and it
wildlife
having
warfare.
a war over in wherever the fuck, Russia or something. We send this crocodile up, right?
Covert operative alligator.
They don't know what's going on. Oh shit. Crocodile. That thing just beams at him. And then but then knowing Russia, they've got a fucking bear implanted. So we just got the saltwater crocodile and this bear going at it.
Cocaine bear.
then wherever somewhere else sends in some great white shark to come in and fight our saltwater crocodile. We're gonna have Battle of the Beasts,
wildlife warfare.
World War III is gonna be fought with animals, not guns.
Dude, if that happens, I don't know.
It'll be WW3, but it'll be wildlife war.
Hey, I'm not putting it past this. I mean, we've seen so much random shit. Obviously, the conspiracies with COVID and saying that was biochemical warfare or whatever. There's so much shit that could go down in the world. Obviously, going back to a lighter note, I mean, obviously, that was a random spiel we had. Obviously, we mentioned, I mentioned it's getting closer to summer. Obviously, we got, a few more weeks till the technical summer solstice or whatever it is. We've all experienced a fair amount of summers. We're all in our 20s here. What's the, I had it written down as, summer events that we remember that we might not see anymore or that, you just remember from when you were younger. I know this is an easier topic because more, evergreen thing, but... What would you have for that?
I guess going to the water park. That still is around.
Or just in general.
Local pools and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of one of those things that just product of COVID. People just aren't doing as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I guess you can look at statistics and prove me wrong here, but I just feel like I don't see it as much anymore. Right. And that's something I don't do it anymore. But obviously I'm 20 years old. I'm not going to go.
Older,
Six Flags is the closest you're going to get me.
Jump down the drop slide and shit at Mystic Waters.
None of us have kids to go there with, so it's got no reason to be there.
But I feel like just, things like that, going to the pool. It's just...
Yeah. I think the one thing I remember, and I don't even know if they do this anymore because it's local for us, but I'm sure every town has one. They have one for Chicago. They have one for, whatever. Taste festivals, the Taste of Display.
Taste of Display.
I know Taste of Chicago is still around. Obviously, that's the city, but I feel like the local town ones aren't as common anymore. They used to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I know ours became Summer Fling or something.
Oh, I've got a good one for you. That is way less common now. Block parties.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, block parties were lit when I was younger.
Yeah.
Those
good ones?
There'd always be the person with the fucking bouncy house. My grandparents, their neighborhood, I think they still do it. I just feel like it's not as much of an event anymore as it used to be.
Yeah.
But they used to have the firefighters come, let all the kids sit in the truck.
Oh
yeah.
And then they would come crank the fire hydrant so that it was just spraying water way in the air.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember they
Kids
had
now would be like, "Oh, there's germs in that water.
That's dirty. Bro,
don't drink the hose water."
I'm telling you right now, the reason COVID didn't affect anybody in like our age groups because we were drinking the hose water.
Yeah, we're immune to all that.
You go out and play some basketball, football, hockey, whatever the hell in the street. You come back in, you get some water. You don't even go inside. You just go to the hose and drink whatever.
Damn hose.
Hey, that water was so good. I had a really good one. I was trying to remember what it was. Block parties was a good one. Another one that I had was generally just going outside. You don't see as many people outside as you used to.
Yeah, I feel like you don't see like groups of kids walking around.
Nah,
like, I
no
feel like
bikes.
I feel like when I was in middle school and like end of elementary school, I was fucking walking everywhere.
Walking or biking,
like
or
every
scooter,
day.
whatever you had.
We walked around the whole neighborhood, and like I feel like you see that less now. You know?
Yeah, you had piles of like whatever transportation for kids outside the front door.
Bikes and rollerblades and skateboards, all that.
You'd
kind
roll
of
by
stuff,
the Burger King by our house at any time, and there's just like a whole row of bikes out there.
That's one thing that I noticed is always empty now is the outside eating areas, like whether it's like a local shop, fast food places.
They're not even putting them at a lot of places now.
Good thing that was empty.
Yeah,
yeah. They're like a lot of places don't even have them where they just keep the supplies inside. I was so surprised to see like the other day. I was driving past the Wendy's by our house, and I actually saw like a group of kids on bikes pull up to this like outside area, sit down, and just like, they didn't even go inside. But I went through the drive-thru. By the time I was on the other side, they still hadn't gone inside. They were just chatting it up.
Chilling,
I was like, "Oh, this is how it needs to be. Bring this shit back. Bring it back up." Yeah. And again, like you said, the COVID thing made everybody like so like socially awkward.
Oh yeah.
That, like nobody does anything anymore. Like I'm sure like when you were younger, you've probably even seen it. Like so many people outside versus now.
Oh, that's like all we would do in like summertime is we'd be out at 8 a.m. We'd come back at 8 at night when it's dinner time. So that's like all we do every day, having no responsibilities. So
it was what was it like street hockey? Pull the goal out when a car's coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
watch out! There's a car.
There's a car. Move. Bring the nets in. Bring the nets in.
I live on a dead end, so my street was like the best for street hockey. We'd only get like a handful of.
Yeah, there's only the people that are in the street, right? Yeah. I
think a couple lawn cans, lawn garbage cans.
Yeah.
Dude, even us as the nets.
It sucks because like, it sounds like such like people are like, oh, you guys are old as fuck. But let's say it wasn't even that long ago, and it's like it seems like such a different environment than it is now for kids. Because obviously we have Fortnite is like the thing for every kid nowadays. You got the iPad kids. You got what else is another thing that kids do just nowadays? Fucking Roblox, whatever the hell.
Technology,
Roblox is crazy, bro. Roblox has got these kids in a chokehold more than it had like our generation in a chokehold when we were 12, dude.
They got these kids better than we had with Minecraft. Like they really got these kids by the throat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I thought Roblox was declining for a while.
Yeah.
And maybe COVID spiked their numbers again, but like I think a big thing too is they got the mobile app now too.
Oh yeah, and it's on consoles too.
Dude, yeah, my sister nannies for this family, and they're always playing Roblox. The kids are always playing Roblox, and it's like, damn, you could just pull it up on the iPad now. It's man. Mobile games are like a lot of like the big games are on mobile now.
Yeah,
Minecraft and
like
Roblox.
Even us too. We played a lot of I don't know if you're familiar with PUBG or whatever.
But
we played a lot of that shit. They pay more attention to the mobile version. Like we see the like ads come up for like some crazy collab mobile.
Yeah, bro.
What the fuck?
It was wild.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against kids enjoying games. Yeah. Obviously, I play shit here and there.
But get outside.
Yeah, like I almost feel like when we were at that age where we were like first getting into that shit, it's like, yeah, we played it a lot. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But it was at the end of the day when we were all already gassed out from being outside.
It's usually like we all hanging out, and it's like, all right, get on the
Xbox
like
360. We're not done hanging out yet.
Some Black Ops 2 zombies, baby. Let's go.
Sitting there till midnight and trying to pretend like we're asleep when your parents open the door. Like
when we were in elementary school, like you would start at like 9 a.m. like pretty late.
Yeah.
And I had my group of friends. We would get up like.
Oh, you mean for school 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, but we'd get up at like 7 a.m. and play Black Ops 2 like
before
early
morning grind.
We'd start playing like zombies. We'd be like, it was like when we were like kids, so we kind of like sucked.
Yeah, you were just there for around.
It was like if you get to round 20 on zombies, that was like
I
the
just
shit.
won life.
That was the shit.
Yeah.
And me and my friend were on this like round 24 run before school, and we're like,
no way,
the bus is coming.
Man, I just remember because like we'd be like, yeah, I can't wait to play, and you'd be outside for like the whole day, even though you had these brand new games. That's like something that I've realized over time, that we would get a brand new game and not stay home to play it. We'd be outside the whole day. But no, damn well, as soon as everybody's like, all right, I'm going home, we are all musty as hell on that shitty mic right in that game.
Someone's echoing. You all smell like shit. It's time to game, though.
I used to have this big bowl chair in my basement. I would sit down on that bowl chair, like, right in front of the TV. And I'm like, all right. It was one of those, giant box TVs.
Yeah.
And I had like
the 3 plugs.
There was those TV. Yeah. It was one of those TVs where shit would burn into it. And I remember
you could see
I remember like if there was ever a black screen and it was still on, I could see like the Minecraft hotbar. Like the health bar and shit on my screen. Yeah. Every time there was a black screen, you could see it like burned onto there. I'm like,
I remember having, like you mentioned, the chair thing. I had like the OG game chair where it was like the U-shaped chair that rocked back and forth with like the speakers. So cool. Yeah, dude, I had one of those. And whenever I you're in like an intense game, I would like flip it over and sit on the other side so it didn't rock. And I'm like sitting right up to the TV.
Dude, but hold on, guys, gotta flip the chair.
Yeah, I would do like a quick grab the side and flip it over and just jump on it really quick. Dude, I can't shout out to all the kids nowadays. You guys are having fun with whatever you got. But somehow if any of these kids from this generation see this, go outside every now and then and just fuck around. Like, you don't even have to have a purpose. Just go out and go explore.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
go explore forever, bro.
Yeah, go explore. Like, you
don't
don't
walk on a train track, but don't get hit.
Yeah. We did. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely did do a lot of train track exploration, like walking down by, what is it, Cumberland Terrace or whatever, like all that strip that goes from Prairie Lakes all the way down to But
don't walk on train tracks. Don't walk on them. Not a good idea.
Yeah, we're not promoting that in any way. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I think I got everything. Do you have anything else you want to cover? If there's any topics you want to throw in there, or anything you got?
Specific for me.
All right, cool.
Again, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Guys, go show him some love. If you're new here, again, subscribe, follow, go on our pages and all that stuff. If you're returning, thank you for coming back as always. Definitely go check out the sports page. Obviously we started that recently, still working on getting that one going.
The sports page, FXNR Sports. I know we spell it FXNER on here, but it's FXNR Finer Sports. Still pronounced the same.
Yeah.
Hit that up.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it's really all we
post
on for there.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Tinder, Bumble,
OnlyFans,
OnlyFams. But yeah, go show the sports page love. Go show Keegan's page some love. Obviously, if you're new here, show this page some love. If you're coming back, again, thank you for being here. If you're on Spotify, we have video on there, but thanks for listening. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.